Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Okay, this is the lesson for day 85. It's rotations. This is definitely going to be the toughest one out of everything we do for transformations. And I never thought I'd be teaching it to you via a video instead of in person, but all I'm going to say is just try your best, okay? I know you guys can do it. Just try your best. It is really tough. If you need to watch the video again, watch it again, but just really try your best, okay? Okay, so don't forget these worksheets are on my website, mrsrumbo.weebly.com. You'll also find the homework for tonight on there, and don't forget to post the homework when you're done on Google Classroom. All right, here we go. Just try your best. You guys are awesome. You can do it. Okay, so what are rotations? A rotation is a transformation that turns a figure about a fixed point called the center of rotation. In general, a rotation preserves distance and angle measure. Under rotation, a figure is congruent to its image. So this is important. You got to know this vocabulary word. Same shape and size. And that'll come into play, I think, more in tomorrow's lesson. So unless otherwise stated, a rotation is in the counterclockwise direction. So we learned 2 days ago from our packet, 2 days ago, that counterclockwise is to the left. So it's the opposite of what a clock would go to. 90 degrees on its side, 180 upside down. Okay, and then you could do 270, which is kind of like 3 turns, and 360, which is 4 turns. That's your complete circle. A figure can be rotated a certain number of degrees, about a center point, so that the figure fits perfectly on top of the original the figure has point symmetry. So we learned this the other day. So when a figure can be rotated a certain number of degrees, about a center point, so it fits perfectly on top of the original figure, the figure has point symmetry. So I had taught you on a do now last week, turn upside down. So we had to physically turn the paper upside down to see how, the letters were exactly the same, the shapes were exactly the same as they were right side up, and that is called point symmetry. So we were doing a rotation. Okay, and then the other day we did a question like this, so just another practice question. The accompanying diagram shown as a right triangle. So we're going to do 90 counter. We're going to rotate it 90 counter. So 90 is on its side. Counter is to the left. So physically do this. Take the paper, okay, turn it to the left, one rotation. Okay, so now you want to memorize what this looks like. So I have the top part here towards the X. Okay, I've got my base leg along the y-axis. This slants to the left. Okay, so it's kind of sitting up almost. So memorize what this looks like. Once you got it, quickly turn. And you'll see that it is, sorry, my paper stuck. It is choice A. Okay. All right, here's the fun stuff. Here's where it gets fun. So in 8th grade, you have to learn a whole bunch of rules for rotation. And you're going to actually use this again in 10th grade. So my goal is to just, sorry, I've been talking all day. My goal is to basically guide you through to kind of come up with the rules yourself before I tell them to you. I think it's better that way. And this page is going to help me do that. So Brian drew a rectangle on the grid below. On the same grid, rotate the rectangle that, and that. So what we want to start with is the original. Okay, we want to get the original coordinates. Now, if you notice, this does not have any numbers at all labeled. I did that on purpose. Okay, and there's coming up. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 5, 5. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 5, 2. And you need these coordinates. Okay, we need them for how I'm going to teach you. C is 0, 2, not 2, 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 0, 5 is D. Okay, so your first one, your first rule is 90 counter. Remember, 90 means we're going to turn the paper on its side. Counter is to the left. So what I want you to do is turn your paper to the left one time, one rotation. It's going to be on its side. Okay, my paper is on its side now. And now where A is, okay, which kind of looks like now it's in the second quadrant, this is really A prime. So what you need to imagine now that you turned your paper, you're now going to imagine this is your x-axis. So you're going to ignore this right here. Your horizontal line is going to be your x-axis. This is going to be your y-axis. So ignore this. Okay. So what I did to kind of help you, and I hope this helps, is I made this overhead to kind of put on top to help you. Okay, so now you can see, I hope this is helping. This is your X, this is now your Y, and we know to the right are the positive numbers, to the left are the negatives, up is positive, and down is negative. Okay, so we want to know A, which is now the A prime, which is now after the 90-degree counter. What would be the points? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 left, so that's -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 up, so it's -5, +5. B will be -2, +5. C, which is right there, which actually I should be saying B prime, C prime, excuse me. C prime is -2, 0. And this would be negative, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -5, 0. Okay, so hopefully this little overhead thing helped. If not, you can just draw the numbers in yourself. So I'm going to go back to normal. And I'm going to write those coordinates that we came up with. And now what I want you to do is plot those points. So I went right side, back to normal, back to starting position. This is your X, this is your Y, and those are your regular numbers. Positive, negative, up is positive, down is negative. So -5, 5. -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now this is A prime, A prime. And we have -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B prime, -2, 0. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what's nice, me making you do that to actually, come up with the rule. What I also taught you is if you don't like the rule, you could turn the paper yourself and figure it out. So this skill that I just taught you is the other way to do the questions. All right, so this is part A. So now you just drew the figure, 90 degrees counter. And the way I just taught you is the turning way. You turned it, figure out the new points, and you put the new points, and then you plotted it. The other way is the rule, and I want to see if you can figure it out. So these are your original X and Y's, right? These are your X's, these are your Y's, and I want you to compare them to the ones that you just made here. So 5, 5 went to -5, 5. 5, 2 went to -2, 5. 0, 2 went to -2, 0. 0, 5 went to -5, 0. I think this one is actually the easiest one to see what actually happens. So if you notice, the order, meaning X and Y, it flips. So the 2 is now where the X is, and the 5 is now where the Y is. And besides flipping, those original Y values all became negative. So all these numbers here Okay, notice they're the same numbers, but they just went to the negative. So this rule is negative yx. Negative yx. That's what we're going to put here on the bottom. So 90 degrees counter. That was our orange one. xy goes to negative yx. Okay, now some of you are really good with the rules. You're going to memorize a rule, and that's totally fine. Some of you would rather just turn it and get the points. That's fine too. It's completely whatever is up to you. All right, next one. Next one is 180. Okay, so here we go. We're going to keep referring back to the original. So now notice, let me remind you this. So 180 is upside down. Okay, 180 is upside down. And this can be counter clockwise or regular clockwise. Remember, it does not matter. We learned the other day, it doesn't matter. Whichever way you turn, left to right. If you rotate at 180, it's always going to be upside down. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to turn it once. That's 90 degrees. And once again. Okay. So now again, this is where, imagination really helps out. You have to imagine that this is your x. Oh, well, that's going to help us out. That's still our x. And that this is the y, which, well, it's labeled, so that's good. But to the right are the positives. To the left are the negatives. Up is positive. Down is negative. So again, if you can't memorize that, or if you can't imagine that, I have my little overhead to help us out, which hopefully it does. And again, this has helped me come up with the coordinates when I rotate something 180. So now I go back to the original A, which is now a double prime. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, so it's negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, that's also negative 5. So this is negative 5, negative 5. Let's go to B double prime. That's negative 5, negative 2. Now we're going to go to C prime, C, which is right there. C double prime is 2 down. So that's negative 2, 0. And D is right there. That's negative 5, 0. Okay, so at home, if you wanted to, if you can't visualize it, what you could do is you could just, after you turn it, just write the numbers in. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Just go ahead and label your axes. And then before you're ready to do anything, you just kind of erase them and start again. Okay. All right, so let me write those coordinates in again. It was negative 5, negative 5. It was negative 5, negative 2. 0, negative 2, and 0, negative 5. So this was 180 degrees rotated, counter or regular, does not matter. And now we're going to plot these points. So notice I'm back to the original way again. If you need to, label your axes like we always do, but then erase them before you're ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to erase them now. So negative 5, 5, negative 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a double prime. Now we're going to do negative 5, negative 2. So go back to the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 2. And then C double prime is 0, negative 2. So 0, 2 down is negative 2. And then 0, negative 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be D double prime. Okay, we're going to connect those dots. And that's part B. Okay, so now you just, whoops, that shouldn't have gone that far, sorry. So now what you just did is you rotated a figure 180 degrees. Okay, you rotated this original figure 180 degrees. And we got the coordinates for it. So again, you just did the rotation by not knowing the rule, because I didn't teach you the rule yet, but you did the rotation by actually turning it, which a lot of you might like to do that way. But let's see if we can figure out the rule. Okay, so I'm going to cover up the orange and just focus on the yellow and the green. So 5, 5 went to negative 5, negative 5. 5, 2 went to negative 5, negative 2. 0, 2 went to 0, negative 2, and 0, 5 went to 0, negative 5. So this time, and again, it's always kind of easier to see it on this one. This time the order did not change. The 5 and the 2 stayed, but what did change, do you see it? Was the sign. So 5 became -5, 2 became -2. So they stayed in the same place. They just changed to a negative. So this would be -x and -y. This one's not a horrible rule, and thank goodness is the one that's on the final too. So x, y goes to -x, -y, and that was our second one. All right, how's everyone doing out there? Hopefully you're doing okay. Sorry, this is so tough. All right, so we have one left. We got one more left. I need a different color. Let's go. Pink. All right, so now we're going to do 90 clockwise. Okay, we're going to do 90 clockwise. So remember 90 and clockwise. So it's going to go to the right and it's going to go on its side. So again, we're just going to try to come up with the rule ourselves. So it's all about this original. Keep focusing on the original. So we're going to turn it to the right. That's that way. To the right and on its side. To the right and on its side. So now you have to imagine this is your x, this is your y, positive, negative, positive, negative. Again, I'll use my manipulative to help you out. So A, now this is a triple prime. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So +5, -5. Then it's +2, -5, 2, 0, 1, 2, and 5, 0. Okay, so again, if you don't have this, obviously you could just write the numbers in. Some of you don't even need to write the numbers in. You could just, kind of visualize that these are positive, these are negatives, and you can get the coordinates from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. You could just do it by looking at it, which is awesome. So we have 5, -5, 2, -5, 2, 0, and 5, 0. Okay, so let's plot those points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see this? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be triple prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be triple prime. 2, 0 is triple prime. 2, 3, 4, 5. And triple prime. And that's part C. And that is your 90 degrees, and that is clockwise. All right, so let's see if we can figure out this rule now. So original XY, focus on the original and this one. So 5, 5 went to 5, -5. 5, 2 went to 2, -5. 0, 2 went to 2, 0. So again, I always think it's the easiest one to look at this one. 5, 2, and 2, 5. So the 5 and the 2 switch places. So now instead of XY, it's YX. But which one changed the sign? The original X changed the sign. So it's Y, -X. So swap the order, X and Y, and the original X is now changing its sign. So positive to negative, negative to positive. So that is our last rule. And that's Y, -X. Okay. So again, now at this point, you have to make the decision. Do you want to memorize the rules or do you want to turn the paper? Okay. So that is really up to you. And I kind of thought of something last year, and it might help you if you do like for, memorizing the rules. And it's this right here. So let me go over it. So when you want to go, these are only for the 90s that are going to help you out right now, the 90s. Counterclockwise and clockwise. So you have to switch the order, okay? For the X and the Y, it has to become Y and X, okay? It has to become Y and X. I'm actually going to erase these so I can reteach this. So you have to switch the order. So XY is going to become YX, and for this other 90, it's also YX. And now remember, this is my little trick. When you're turning something counterclockwise, or I guess we'll start with clockwise. That's on my list first. Clockwise, so we'll do this bottom one. Clockwise is with the clock. That's going to be to the right. So for this one, I know it's the new letter on the right that gets the negative. So I'm going to, clockwise is to the right, After I switch the order, the one on the right changes. And now counterclockwise, since it's to the left, you change the letter on the left. So counter is to the left. Okay, you take something, you turn it to the left. So after you switch the order, you change the one on the left. So I don't know if that helps you guys. It's like my little trick. I know that helps me because I'm not too good with the memorizing. But this is how I remember 90 counter and 90 clockwise. So I know the order has to switch, Y and X, Y and X. Then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know which one to make negative. Clockwise to the left, so the one on the left. Clockwise to the right, sorry, that's counter to the left, and clockwise is to the right, and that's the one on the right. And your 180, don't switch the order, both are negatives. All right, so we're just gonna do 2 practice problems because I'm sure you're completely overwhelmed right now because this is so tough, but just keep going. You got this, okay? Let's do some practice problems. So triangle XYZ is plotted on the grid below, XYZ. On the grid, draw and label, or draw the image of triangle XYZ after a clockwise rotation of 180. So clockwise is to the right, and 180 is upside down. All right, so I'm going to show both ways. I'm going to show the rule way, and then also show the turning way. So whichever way you prefer, I'll cover that. So first what we have to do is we have to get the original. So my original X is 2, 6. My original Y is 4, 0, and 0, 0. That's not that bad. Okay, so if you do the rule, remember 180, they stay in the same place. You just change the signs. So they stay in the same place, they just change the signs. So 2, 6 is now going to become -2, -6. I'm changing both of them. 4, 0 is now -4, 0. And, well, there's no such thing as negative zeros, so they stay the same. Okay, so now I want to show you the turning way. So this is my original, so focus on my original. So I'm going to actually turn the paper upside down. Okay, I'm going to turn the paper upside down. Now the Regents questions, or the in-class questions, they'll always have things printed. So it's not going to be blank like I did on the first one. So you have to kind of ignore these, okay? And you can write right over if you need to. So this is your X, this is your Y. I know these are really positives, these are negatives, these are positives, these are negatives. So X is 2 to the left. I know to the left, even though it does not say it right here. You got to ignore these. All of these should now be negative. So it's going to be 2 to the left, which is -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, and that's -6. -2, -6. Now, if you go back, you'll see that's what we had before. -2, -6. We knew we just switched the signs. Okay, Y. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 to the left. That's -4, and I'm in that same position. That's what we had before, -4, 0. And then Z, well, that's kind of easy. That just stays the same, 0, 0. Okay, so we got the same answers, 1 with the rule and 2 with the turning. So explain how you determine the location. I guess I'm just going to write both because I don't know which way you guys chose. So I used, on the lines below, explain how you determine the location of Y. Okay, I used the rule XY goes to -X, -Y. So 4, 0, Y 4, 0 became Y prime, which is -4, 0, okay? Or I turned, you have to say turned if you're going to do it this way. You have to use a descriptive word. The paper, turn the paper upside down to get the new coordinates for Y prime. So Y 4, 0, nope, it can't be lowercase. Y, which is 4, 0, became Y prime, which is -4, 0. So either way you get -4, 0, you either want to say that you use the rule, so XY became -X, -Y, or say you turned it upside down. All right, we got one more to go. One more to go. Of course, it's a long one. All right, so here we go. So you want to graph your originals. So let's graph our originals, right? Because you see that's the first row right here. So we have 1, 1 is A, 4, 1 is B, and 4, 7, 1, 2, is C. Okay, so that's my original. All right, next one. We want to do a rotation of 90 degrees. Now, notice it doesn't say clockwise or counterclockwise. So in a previous packet, I had told you if it doesn't say anything at all, that means counter. Okay, if it doesn't tell you which way to turn it, that means counter. Don't forget, counter is to the left and 90 is on its side. All right, so let's do rule first. So anything with a 90 has to switch order. It has to come Y first and it has to be X second. And since you're turning to the left, that means the one on the left becomes negative. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to swap them. Oh, that's kind of easy because they're both still 1. And then the first one, the one on the left, is now negative. Okay, these two, you're going to swap the order. You're going to the left, so the one on the left becomes negative. 4, 7, swap the order. The one on the left becomes negative. Okay, I didn't swap the order. Sorry. That's negative 7 and 4. All right, so if you don't like the rule way, you can do the turning. So let's do that right now. So if you take this paper, you're going to turn it to the left, okay, 1 time. So now this A is the new A prime. So that's -1, +1. Okay, that's what we have. And then the B is -1 because it's to the left. Remember, ignore these numbers that are here. You got to visualize it. -1, 4, and -7, 4. So -1, 4, -7, 4. Both ways. So now you want to graph that. So -1, 1 is A prime. So that is A prime. -1, +4 is B prime. And -7, 1, 2, 3, 4. -7 and 4 is C prime. All right, and that is your 90 degrees rotation, and that is counterclockwise. All right, next one, 180. So we want to rotate, again, that original triangle 180. So the rule for 180 is they stay in the same position, but both of them get switched. No, let me say it again. They stay in the same position, but the signs get switched. The signs get switched. So both of these stay in the same position, but they both become negative. And obviously, if they were originally negative, they become positive, by the way. Both of these, same position. They both change signs. Same position, just change your signs. Again, if you don't like the rule way, you could do the turning way. So focus on this original. Now you're going to go upside down. Okay, should I write that? I don't write that. Upside down. And it could be counter or regular clockwise. Okay, counter or regular clockwise. So turn it upside down. And now ignore the numbers you see there. And visualize. Remember, this is what you're really going to visualize. Negative, positive, positive, negative. So it's -1, -1. That's what we have. And then it's to the left and down. So -4, -1, and -4, -7. So -4, -1, -4, -7. Nice job. Okay, so to finish up this lesson, we're almost there. To finish it up, we're going to do something that was not in the packets, okay, but it's good to, I guess, kind of know, just in case. Rotation of 270. So again, they don't tell you which way to turn it, so you assume that it's counter. Okay, so rotation of 270 would be once twice, 3 times. So 3 times. So this is what it will look like. And actually, the reason we didn't go over this one is because, let me start from the beginning. Remember, this is what it just looked like, right? This is what it just looked like. This is the same exact thing as 90 degrees clockwise. 90 degrees, one turn on its side to the right. So that's technically why it was not taught to you, because it's just the same thing, something you already learned. So 90 degrees clockwise. So whichever way makes more sense to you. If you don't know this, that's fine. Just go 3 sections and you're good to go. And 90 is on its side and clockwise is to the right. All right, so let's go 90 clockwise because we know this rule. Anything with 90, the order has to switch. 90 is to the right, clockwise is to the right. Clockwise is to the right. So the one on the right has to change. Okay, so swap the order. The one on the right has to change. Swap the order. The one on the right has to change. Swap the order. The one on the right has to change. Okay, but again, you can get this by, oh, actually, I just realized I didn't graph this B1 over here. Sorry, let me graph this one really quick. -1 is A double prime. -4, -1 is B double prime. -4, 7 is C double prime. Sorry about that. All right, so back to this. So rotation to 270. So if we go once, twice, 3 times, we can get our new coordinates without even knowing the rule. So A is now A double prime. So it's 1, -1, which is what we have right here. And then it's 1, -4, which is what we have right here. And 7, -4, which is what we have right here. Okay, so that's the same rules for 90 clockwise. So let's graph this. 1, -1 is A double prime. 1, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is B double prime. And then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4 double prime. And this is part D. And that is it. Whew, that was a lot. I hope this video helped. I know this is super, super tough. Just try your best. All right. So tonight's homework, there's only 2 questions on tonight's homework. Okay. I have you plotting an original triangle and then doing 90 counter. So it's up to you how you want to do this. So 90 counter, you would do the rule -yx, or, you know, you would physically take the paper and turn it to the left one time to get the new coordinate. So it's completely up to you how you want to do that. And then the second question is just a basic one from the other day. All right, I hope this helped. Hope you guys are doing well. And good luck on that homework. Don't forget to post it. Bye.